promoting those pictures rather than take other things where there's little uptake.
Yeah.
You know, you can use it into your advantage.
Thank you. Let's talk about, just briefly, just to end this fascinating discussion. We can go on for hours, but I don't think anyone sitting in their offices would necessarily thank us for that. A lot of this discussion, the subtext, is about disintermediation in a number of different ways. And I was wondering, Jimmy, first, you've done your bit with regards to direct-to-consumer in regards to creating content and challenging existing players. In a few words, what do you think is the future of traditional broadcasters, for example, who buy their content, own the distribution mechanism, create a schedule? Clearly that market's changing, and the traditional newspapers. I mean, how do you see the future?
I think that's a very difficult question. I actually suspect what we're going to see overall is more hybrid models, where people are beginning to understand that there's some things that communities do really well and some things that traditional media does very well, and that you can't stick your head in the sand about either of them. Nothing extreme is going to happen. But newspapers will begin to recognize that, hey, we have a community around the paper who can help contribute to the paper in a positive way. Things we're spending a lot of money on, we don't need to spend that much on anymore, which will help since we've lost a lot of our ad revenue. At the same time, I don't think we're going to see a world where the newspapers are gone and we all rely on Twitter for news. This isn't going to work. So hybrids are the future.
Okay. A lot of potentially a lot of pain along the way as we get this rebalancing act in the industry. Jack, your view on the Hulus of this world versus the NBCs of this world?
Look like the different distribution channels for the same video content. You know, I would only chime in on what Jim said. I think that, you know, it isn't an either-or world; it's and. You know, there's a piece of Forrester, there's a white paper from Forrester out that talks about the redefinition, the role of ad agencies in this world. I think inside of it, I make an interesting comment that that paid media, no matter whether it be TV or press, is that paid media will still be around, and they make a point of it as a catalyst for the social conversation that will carry on, and that people will look for more information and contribute to. Maybe that's very well likely that's a role that it will play.
Are you putting values on earned media now? I mean, you know, the traditional media buying model is getting a commission on the amount of money spent on traditional media. How do you put a value on earned media, and how do you create an income stream for your businesses out of it?
Well, the honest-to-goodness answer is, Charlie, is that we've long since moved away from a place where we were being paid on a commission basis of paid media, and once we went into a more consultative or cost-plus model, now it's all about results.
Yes.
And in fact, I'm actually more excited and optimistic about it. Right now, I'm in a fee-based world that can't exactly communicate the real value of what we might be able to do as a client partner. As we get into this space and we can keep an idea and track either through Looking Glass or through other tools and techniques, we're actually going to be able to measure our contribution and outcomes. We'll even do a better job measuring the paid, and I think that's all good for our industry.
Okay, that's good. Mark, you know, you're talking about dwell time at the moment as a metric. Is that going to be better, more interesting than a CPM?
Well, I think we are all trying to get what the new metrics should look like. I think we are too focused specifically. We are actually totally focused on this performance ROI, and that's good, but let's not reduce it back to CTRs, because the click-throughs is just like one element.
Are we there? Are we there? In the future, we got a metric yet that really encapsulates?
No. But I think it's up to us to discuss with the agencies on what it looks like. It's just like your question on disintermediation and partnership. It's and. I think you see new forms of partnership as we are trying to build an industry that didn't exist 20 years ago. You need the publisher, you need the technology, you need the media insights, and so it's a partnership.
I just want to chime in on this. I mean, one of the reasons for the financial dominance of Google is that they're very, very good at the one piece of advertising where click-through rate and immediate ROI matters. That point of sale, I'm shopping for a camera, I click, I buy a camera. Yeah. Simple. What we haven't been measuring as well as we should, and you know, it's funny, we never thought we would be able to measure it for billboards and things like this. But once we moved into the digital world, everybody assumed everything could be measurable, and then we went focused way too much on narrow measures, and we kind of lost track for a while of the value of just branding. Just they want to have a conversation about the history and lore of Coca-Cola. it doesn't drive sales today. It just makes a consumer for the long haul.
And that's said
And you
by,
can't measure it very well.
thank you. That's said by a brand that managed to build 800 million users without the use of conventional advertising. but a positive note upon which to end. And I guess in a way, these conversations will happen at the Festival of Media in years ahead. That's why we need these events. And from the Microsoft tent, thank you very much for our partners for this quick interview. Enjoy it at
Charlie,
the office.
thank you.
Thank you, John.
Bye.
Thank you.